Hi, this is Raphael Mudge, the creator of Cobalt Strike. In this video, I'm going to show you how to generate a golden ticket with Mimikatz 2.0 and how to apply it to your current session to give yourself domain admin rights whenever you need them. A golden ticket is a Kerberos ticket granting ticket that we, the attacker, generate. We generate this ticket to give us domain administrator rights, membership to any groups we like, and most importantly, we give it an expiration date of 10 years from the day that we generate it. We then encrypt this ticket with a stolen password hash that allows us to present it to the Key Distribution Center service on the domain controller and get a ticket to interact with a service on any other system as that domain admin user. It's pretty cool stuff, and a demonstration will make it all clear. Here we are in Cobalt Strike running on Kali Linux. I have a foothold in the 10.10.10 network as the user Jim Stevens. Jim Stevens is a local administrator on this Windows 7 system, and I've already taken the liberty of escalating myself from a medium integrity standard user context to a high integrity administrator context with bypass UAC. I'm now ready to get set to work on going through the steps to create a golden ticket. Now, what do we need to create a golden ticket? We need four things. We need the domain we want to create a golden ticket for, the name of a domain admin user, the username, the SID for the domain, and the password hash of the KRB TGT user from the domain controller. Those four things are all we need. And the first three are actually pretty easy to get. So if we look at the session description, we can see that ARM interpreter session is running as the user Jim Stevens. Let me right click, go to interpreter 9, interact, command shell. And we'll just do this kind of the old fashioned way. And do a who am I? You can see I'm Jim Stevens. On the user Jim Stevens on the domain corp. So let's go ahead and put in the domain that we're interested in as corp. Now to look up the domain admin user, we can just do some basic enumeration. For example, net local group administrators, and do a whack domain to process this on the domain controller. And we can see that administrator is a domain admin, and anybody in the domain admins and enterprise admins group. Well, for our sake, or for our purposes, or for this demo, we'll target the administrator user. Now, the next piece of information we need is the domain SID, and that's pretty easy to get as well. All we need to do is whoami/user, and this will give us the SID of our user who is a domain user. Okay, that's important. If we're a local user, this isn't going to work. But since we're in a session associated with domain user, we have Jim Stevens SID. Now, if we chop off this last piece, this -112, the remaining portion happens to be the SID for the domain. Okay, so let's go ahead and right-click copy, and let's put that in our text file. Now we're almost done. The last piece we need is the KRB TGT user's hash from the domain controller. But we're going to steal a token for a domain administrator, and we're going to leverage that to get control of the domain controller. Okay? We do need to get access to the domain controller for even a short period of time to generate a golden ticket. So let's go ahead and take that domain controller. Let's go ahead and see which processes are running on this system. sort by user, and lo and behold, we've hit the jackpot. We have a process running as the administrator user. Let's go ahead and steal a token from that user or from that process. And let's go ahead and create a pivot. Let's go Meterpreter, pivoting setup, add pivot. And let's go ahead and take this DC. We're just going to go login psexec token. And we'll use that administrator token and have it call back to our Windows Meterpreter listener. Like I said, we've hit the jackpot finding a domain admin token on our foothold system. But the main point of this demo is to show you how to generate the golden ticket and use it. So we're taking a few shortcuts. So here we are. We've got access to the domain controller now. Now, next thing we need to do is dump hashes from it. Let's go Meterpreter, access, dump hashes, and we'll do the registry method. Let's go ahead and hit launch. And this module will dump password hashes from the system for us. And there we go. Now what I want you to see is here's the password hash for the KRB-TGT user. The piece we're going to need, the NTLM hash, is right here. Okay? So let's go ahead and copy that and let's add that to our text file. Now we've got the pieces we need to generate a golden ticket. The next thing to do is to open up Meterpreter and interact with it. Let's go Meterpreter, interact, Meterpreter shell. And let's load the Kiwi extension. The Kiwi extension is the Metasploit Framework's version of Mimikatz 2.0. Of course, Mimikatz is developed by Benjamin Delpy, but this extension was made available to us in Meterpreter by O.J. Reeves, aka the Colonial. Now the command that we're going to use to generate the golden ticket is golden ticket create. Okay? And to create this golden ticket, we just need to give it a user, so -u, we'll do administrator. We need to give it the domain. And it says to use a fully qualified domain name, but I've always gotten away with just the domain like corp. Then we need to give it the KRB-TGT user's NTLM hash. So let's go ahead and grab that from our text file. And we need to give it the SID of our domain. So let's go grab that too. And the last piece is to give it a local path for us, the attacker, of where we want to store that golden ticket. So let's go ahead and store this in /root/golden.ticket. And there we go. Ticket's created. Great. Now we can go on with our life. Okay, here we are again. Some time has passed. I want to set up the scenario for you. We, the attacker, have been kicked out of the 10-10-10 network. The network defense team for the 10-10-10 network has changed all the local admin passwords, and they've changed the passwords of any user who was a domain admin as well. And for good measure, they also rebooted all their key servers, including the domain controller. Okay? It is their hope that they have cleaned us, the attacker, out. Now, what I'm going to do is give myself a new foothold, and we're going to use that golden ticket to resume domain admin rights, even though the passwords have been changed. Okay? So let's go ahead and stand up a signed applet attack using Cobalt Strike's built-in one. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook a target system. This system I hook is going to be a new one to us. It's going to be a workstation that we have not interacted with before. And in a moment here, we'll get a interpreter session, and there it is. Now, what I want you to see is we have an interpreter session as the user corp whatahog. If we go open up a command shell and do whoami/groups, I want you to see that we're running in a standard user context, okay? A medium integrity level. I also want you to see that the user, whatahog, is not a local admin, nor is whatahog a domain admin. I am a standard user in every way, as if I had fished an arbitrary user in my target's environment. Now, let's say I, the attacker, want to resume, if you will, control of this domain. We can do that. What we need to do is inject that golden ticket, apply that golden ticket to our current session. Now, just to show you there's nothing up my sleeve, if I use the Windows command klist, I can see which tickets are in the which tickets are applied to the current session. And you can see these are all whatahog tickets right now, okay? So nothing special going on right now. Now let's go ahead and inject that golden Kerberos ticket. The way we do that, let's go interact with this interpreter session, and let's load that Kiwi module again. And we're going to use the Kerberos ticket use command, and we're going to give it the path to that golden ticket file we generated and encrypted with that stolen password hash before. Okay, so let's do Kerberos ticket use with our golden ticket, and let's open up a new shell and just give it a moment. And let's do klist. What you're going to see in my new shell is that I now have a new ticket associated with my session, and this ticket is for the administrator user. You'll also notice that the expiration date for this ticket is approximately 10 years from when I generated it. Okay? That is our golden ticket. Now you may be asking, how do I use that golden ticket? Well, we're going to have to do things a little bit by hand. Let me explain why. If I try to interact with another host just using its IP address, for example, let me try to read the admin share, an admin only share on the domain controller. So I'm going to try to reach 10.10.10.3 $. You will see that access is denied. If we want Windows, or if we want the key distribution center to give us a ticket to interact with a service on another system, we actually have to interact with the system using its NetBIOS name. Okay? So if I interact with the domain controller based on its NetBIOS name, which is DC $, you'll see I get a listing. Okay? So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is if we use Cobalt Strike's front end to Metasploit's current user PSExec module and its WMI module, it's going to go off of the address here in the database, which is the IP address. So we're not going to be able to use that. So if we want to do lateral movement with this golden ticket or with this new ticket, we're going to need to do things the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. If I want to see which systems I can talk to, if I want to get the network neighborhood view, I can do netview whack domain corp. And here are several systems with shared resources I can interact with. CEO's box, the domain controller, the file server, a mail server, and a workstation. Okay? Now, if I want to get code execution on any of these systems, all I need to do is copy a file over and create a service and kick it off. let's go to attacks, packages, Windows executable. And let's go ahead and create a Windows service executable for our interpreter listener. Go ahead and hit generate. And I'm going to call this update.exe. Now to upload that to a host, let's go ahead and upload it to, I don't know. Let's go ahead and take the mail server. So let's do upload/root/update.exe to // mail / C $Windows temp. This will upload update.exe to our system mail in C :Windows temp. And because I'm doing this from the interpreter prompt, I actually have to escape these /. So let me do that. It just means I need to double up each of these whacks and hit enter. And there we go. We've uploaded update.exe to C Windows temp on that server. Now, if we do, oops, I'm so used to beacon, excuse me. If we do dir C Windows temp update.exe on that server, what you're going to see, update.exe is there. Now, let's go ahead and create a service. Let's do sc mail create, and we'll call it usvc as an update service. And let's do bin path equals C Windows temp update.exe. The space between bin path equal and the path is intentional. And let's go ahead and tell that server to kick off that service for us. So we'll do sc // mail start update service svc. And if all goes well, we will get a new interpreter session in a moment for the mail server. And this has become possible because of that golden ticket we impersonated. And there it is. We now have 10.10.10.5, the mail server. And I could go through the same steps to take the domain controller or any other system I'm interested in. The point here is that once we have a golden ticket, once we have that file, we can apply it to our interpreter session even if we're not escalated in the future. And once we apply that ticket to our current session, we have domain admin rights. The only way to negate that ticket is to change the password of the KRB TGT user on the domain controller. And that's something that has to be done manually. It doesn't happen automatically. So that's my demonstration of how to generate and use the golden ticket. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck and happy hacking.